Hi guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, I'm back again with a new monthly online card club. This month I'm featuring the Citrus Blooms bundle. Now this is a public video, so everyone gets to see it, including my club members. But I want to always do one video teaching how to make the actual first card so everybody can see it. And if there's anybody watching that lives in the United States that wants to be a member of my club, you can subscribe. But you have until July 15th to get the Citrus Blooms Club. If you subscribe after that, then you'll get the one that's going to happen in August. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you how this works. It's $39.50 a month. You subscribe through PayPal. You do not have to have an account to subscribe. Once you subscribe, say you subscribe on the 5th of the month, PayPal will charge the card that you've told them to charge every month on the 5th of that month. And until you can cancel any time. But if you stay a member of my club for 6 continuous months, you'll get a bonus pack of product, brand new product, added to your card kit for free. So that's how you get that bonus package for every 6 continuous months that you're a member. If you were to ever cancel and then come back, then your 6-month count will start all over again. Okay, let me show you what my club members are going to get this month. First off, they're going to get the card kits, like I said, to make 2 each of the cards. I may come up with 4 different card designs, and I'll show you those cards here in just a minute. So they will get enough to make 2 cards of each. That's all the card stock. I do the embossing for them, and any die cutting that is done. Like you can see a couple die cut pieces here, and I think I've got some more here, some embossing. So I do all the embossing. Any die cutting that's done with a die set that is not part of the featured bundle. If it's part of the featured bundle, then you'll have to use die cut that yourself, because you do have the option of substituting with another bundle if you do not want to get the Citrus Blooms. And then you'll still get the card stock to do those die cuts though. So you can use the Citrus Blooms bundle if you have it, or you can use the dies or cut whatever you need to do with those pieces with whatever bundle you substitute it for. So those are the card kits to make 2 each of the 8 designs. So it's 4 card kits. They will also get a full roll. This is my roll. They'll get a full roll of this Night of Navy, gold and blue. Night of Navy and gold glittered ribbon. Love this ribbon. Came out, I think, in the last holiday catalog. I was so glad that got to come back in the annual catalog. But they'll get a full roll of this. They will also get a full pack of the Opal Rounds assortments. I had to wait. That's why the video's a little late this month, because I didn't have this pack and it was unavailable. So I hurried up and got one so I could do this card. Also, by the way, if you ever go and think, oh, I want to buy these, they're not available right now. They are coming back in stock as soon as they get a shipment in. Don't worry, I've got enough for the club. I went ahead and ordered those real quick before they ran out this time around. They're pretty popular, but all my club members will get a full pack of these, and they will also get a half pack of the Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper. So let me go ahead and move this over to the side, because I always like to show the designs. So they're going to get 2 each. What I do, I just cut the 12 by 12 inch pack in half. So these are 6 by 12 inch pieces. But I'll go ahead and do it this way because you can see the whole design better. So there is this side and this side. So this is one side, and that's the other side. I love the Night of Navy and white side too. I think it's pretty cool. Then we've got these. Sorry, get back on the screen. I love the lemons they added to it too. Now the dies, I'll show you that here in just a minute. Then we've got this. I will explain that in just a minute. I was getting ahead of myself. Then we've got those 2. This one's got a bunch of lemons on it. And then this one, you can actually die cut images with the die set. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. And we'll actually be doing that. Well, I'll just show it to you when I start making the first card, because we'll be doing that here with the first card. So that's one side, and there's the other side. And then this one, there are no dies to die cut the lemons, but they're really easy to fussy cut. Well, they're not hard to fussy cut. I won't say real easy, but they're not hard either. And I'm actually going to be using this image here on one of the cards in the club. And there we go. That's the other side. So like I said, the Night of Navy, and I think that is balmy blue, I do believe. But a lot of really pretty colors in this paper. And I think those blue designs and the citrus fruit designs look really good together. And you'll see that here in some of the cards I'm making if you join club. Actually, you'll see it in the first card. Speaking of the card, so that's what they get for their $39.50. They do have the option of adding on the bundle. And here it is. This is the Citrus Blooms bundle. And it is $62, and that is all they're going to pay. I will pay the shipping and tax for them, the Stampin' Up! Charges. So if you're in the club, you have to join first. And then if you want to get the bundle, you need to let me know by July 15th. You need to subscribe by July 15th. And you also need to let me know if you want this by filling out my add-on form, which is also on that monthly online card club page. That link's down in the video description. So you might think this is all the dies. It isn't. There's another sheet. These are fun. And I'm using these. I think I do use all of them. Yes, I do. So I will be showing you how to use all of these. There are 3 of them here. This one's a little separate. Then this one and this one. And this one actually cuts this out. But you'll see that if you join the club when I make the second card, I think. Or the third. Yeah, second card in the club. But like I said, I'm just making the first one today. That'll be for my club members. So they can add this on for $62. So it's $39.50 to get the card kits, the embellishments, the ribbon, and the DSP. That's automatic for the club. And then if they want to add this on, they can add it on for $62. And I will send them a PayPal invoice, and you pay for it that way. And this payment is due on July 16th. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. I want to show you the cards real quick, and then I'll get started on the first card. This is the one I'm getting ready to make. That is the first card in the club. Like I said, this time I'm going to use and show you how to die cut some of those oranges out of that DSP. And I paired it with some of that Night and Navy too. Had to do that. Then we've got this side. There's that really pretty frame I just showed you. And it was made with those 2 large dies in that set. And this one we're actually stamping and coloring with our Stampin' blends. And then here's that lemon one I told you about, and Fussy cut that out. And like I said, it's not hard. It's not super easy. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not hard at all either, because I cut that out pretty easy. I was really happy with how I Fussy cutted that out. So we've got the paper again, and there's the ribbon. I made sure I used the ribbon and the embellishments. You can see how I've got these on here. And last but not least is this one, and this one is a fun fold card. And that's also stamping the orange and coloring it in. So those are the cards. That's the only time you're going to see full pictures of those cards. The rest of my club will see those in the PDF. So it is time to get ready for the first card. And from here on out, I'm going to be doing this just like I do my exclusive club video. So I'll be talking to my club members, but everybody gets to watch this. That way you'll get an idea on how I run my videos for the club. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now we're ready to make card number 1. So make sure you look at that PDF that I attached to your email and find card number 1 and get all your supplies together plus the card kit pack, and we'll get started. Okay, first off, we need to cut our DSP out. So let's go ahead and get this out. You're going to need, this blue design here. So it's the one that has all the oranges on it. And then find the one that has just the lemons on it. So those are the 2 sheets that we need. First off, we'll go ahead and cut this out. We need this to be 1.5 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead, since I'm right-handed, this right ruler over here goes up to 1.5 inches, and that's exactly what I need. So I'm just going to go up to the 1.5 inch mark, cut that off, and then do a 5 1/4 inch piece, like so. And if you want to cut for your second card, you can get your other 5 1/4 inch piece out of this. But I'm just making 1 card, so that's all I'm going to cut out this time. Then I'm going to grab this one. Oh, I already had that out. Sorry. Let's do this one because you get 2 of each. So this one, I need it to be 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. So go to the 1/2 inch mark right here. I'm doing it on the right side again. And then I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 inches. Right there. And I did forget one more sheet we need to get out. Get the one that has the oranges I showed you here just a minute ago that will die cut. I think in my stack it's near the bottom. It may be different in yours. Yeah, this one right here. And this one we're going to die cut. But in the meantime, just so I don't lose any more oranges on this, I'm going to take my scissors. I want the one that has the group of 3. This one has a die also that will die cut this. So all of these oranges can be die cut. But this is the one I want. So I'm going to go around here. If you want to keep these flowers, because I think there's a flower die that cuts these out too. I'd forgotten about that. So you might not want to cut those out. So just loosely go around this. You don't have to worry about it being perfect because you're going to be die cutting it. And we're going to go around that flower just in case I want to use that sometime. If you don't care, then you don't need to cut around it. And pretty soon, this goes a lot quicker. Okay. Almost there. This would have taken a lot longer, but since I've got dies cut out, so that's what you want to do. So get one of those out, and then just cut another one out for your second card if you're ready to do that. So that's all the DSP we need. Okay, now once you get your ribbon out, and we need a 4-inch piece for this. I'm going to use my little ruler here, my glass mat. And by the way, this is available to purchase now. Just if you go to my online store and in the search engine, just put in glass mat, this will come up so that you can now buy these, which is wonderful because I love mine. And if you get one, you're going to love it too. It comes with this, and it also comes with this. This is a chamois you get wet to clean off. A lot of different uses in this. You've seen people watercolor, including me, with this. Really good deal. So there's that 4-inch piece. And if you're doing your second card, make sure you cut that out, another one out too for your second card. Okay, now we need to get our stamps and dies out. You need to get the hello stamp and then the single orange stamp. And that's it for the stamps. And then for the dies, you're going to need this big one. This is the one that does the single orange. This is the one that does the big one. And that is the only die that you're going to need. Okay, let's get some stamping done. I'm going to grab that smallest piece of basic white that's in the kit. This is a 1 1/4 by 3/4 inch piece. Ooh, that's got some stuff on it, so turn that around. I'm going to grab that hello and use my Night of Navy ink pad. And I'm going to stamp this as close to the center as I can. It may be our cling stamp, which is red rubber, but you can still get an idea of where it's going to stamp since it's on a clear block. So we've got that there. Let's put this to the side. That's all we're going to do with that. And we only have one more thing to stamp. You know, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because I'm going to be stamping off and I don't want to get any ink on my pad. I'm going to take this, grab that single orange and pumpkin pie. Get this inked up. A lot of times when it's a larger image, I will turn the stamp upside down and then take the ink pad to it. It makes it a lot easier to tell where you're inking it up. And then I just want a partial orange. So I think I'm going to put on about like that. Hold that down for a few seconds. And that's how that's going to look. And I'm not going to bother to color it in. I thought that looked good. It's going to look really good with the pumpkin pie card base. Get the ink off of that. So that is all the stamping. So let's get our die cutting machine out. Okay, to get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine ready for die cutting, you need the die plate number 2 and a standard cutting plate number 3. And the only thing we need to die cut is this image here that we loosely cut out of our DSP. I'm going to put this on here, and that just make sure the image fills in the opening of the die. Kind of move it around a little bit. There are a lot of different places you want to line up. You might think it's lined up, and then you see something else that doesn't look too lined up, so you just keep moving it around a little bit. Perfect. I almost gave up, but that ended up, I just moved it down just a little bit because my stem was showing a little too much white, and now it's lined up perfectly. Now I'm using Post-it tape. Get that on there. That makes it so the die stays in place, but it won't tear up my paper. I'm going to put this in here. Put another standard cutting plate on top. That makes it so you get the right pressure for the die cutting machine to die cut. And then I'll take this off. And I didn't have to worry about, didn't have to worry about fussy cutting inside there because it's already done for me. So that is done. And we are done with the die cutting machine. So let's put this away and finish this card. This is a real quick one. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and get our card base. This is a piece of pumpkin pie that's 5.5 by 8.5. Now, normally on my kits, I put a half sheet of basic white cardstock in, so it's the same size as a card base for stamping on. But since all we had to stamp was that little bitty greeting and then the inside of the card, there won't be a half sheet in this one. But in the other 2 cards that do have stamping, you will get a half sheet for those. And I don't think you need one for the lemon one because that one's also cut out of the DSP. So normally you get a half sheet because I always make sure you have plenty of basic white for stamping if you substitute with another bundle or just a stamp set. So I'm going to go ahead and line those corners up for my pumpkin pie card base. Moved on me. There we go. Grab my bone folder. Get a nice crease. And put that to the side. Now I want you to grab that embossed piece that is in the kit. This is a 4x5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. This is done with a distressed tile embossing folder. This is in the annual catalog. It's $9.50. But I will do the embossing for you so you don't have to have it to get the cards done. Let's grab those 2 DSP pieces that I had you cut out earlier. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. I like this design too. Isn't that pretty? I think I used that on a card too. So we're going to use a lot of designs. But the nice thing about being in club and you get that half pack of the paper, you can change up the designs if you want to. You don't have to use the ones I'm using. And you'll have plenty extra once you've made all 8 cards to make other cards with your bundle. So I've got that on there. Looks like there's a little bit of paper hanging over. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that here in just a minute. Now I'm just going to put some adhesive, some little strips here in the middle, and definitely on the ends because I don't want those ends curling up. And then I'm going to just put this right up against the edge of that first DSP. Okay. And I'm going to turn this over since I can tell it is definitely too long, the paper is. And I'll just take my paper snips and put it right up against the cardstock. That way I know I'm cutting the paper nice and straight. There, I kind of moved. So there, just make sure you don't do what I just did. Keep it right up against that cardstock the whole time. And it'll cut right off. Nice and straight. Okay, now that this has got all the DSP on it, we can go ahead and put this on the card base. So get my adhesive in each corner, here along the long side. Bring in that card base, make sure the fold's on the left. And then put that right in the middle of your card base. Now I want you to take that circle that's in the kit. This is made with the largest circle die. Let me grab these. This is Stylish Shapes. These have been around for a while. My go-to dies. I use the largest circle to make this for you. But like I said, this will be made for you. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card base. And there is a right side and a wrong side once it's die cut. The ones that show the holes that are the whole edging on it, or you can also, it's actually kind of like stitching. It looks a lot better on this side than this side. This side is kind of rough looking. So that's the back. The rough looking side is for the back. This is going to go in the bottom left corner. So I've kind of got the border here on the bottom and the left at the embossing showing. It's about the same width. That's about the right place to put it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to grab this. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. So that leaf is kind of out by itself. So let's get one on there to support it. Same with this one. I might put a little bit more on this because it is the paper and not cardstock. So it's a little thinner. I'm going to make sure I've got some here in the middle because I don't want it caving in too much. That should be plenty. Grab my take your pick tool and scoop these paper backings up. I kind of put it in, the paper piercer in at an angle, and that's how you can scoop them up. Sometimes you get too many. Oh yeah, I didn't think that one came off. There we go. Okay, now go ahead and turn this over, and this is going to go on. The stem is actually going to be going straight up and down. And I'm going to line it here. It's okay if you have the leaves go off the edge of this. Mine are actually pretty close to the white. I kind of liked them on the white. If it goes over on the card base, that's fine. Just don't have it go over the edge of the card base. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to grab my hello. On the left side where the H is at, I'm going to kind of turn a little bit since I'm right-handed. It'll be easier for me to put my seal over here. So that's the side that has the H. Then the side with the O, I need another dimensional. Take the paper backing off. And the reason I put adhesive on here is because it's going to be going on the orange a little bit, and it's already popped up, so I don't need another dimensional on here. I just need it over here since it needs to be the same height as the orange. There we go. So you've got the hello. Grab that 4-inch piece of ribbon, and you're going to tie this in a single knot. You don't have to pull it real tight. Actually, don't pull it real tight because you kind of want that knot to look a little big. And if one end twists, just kind of play around with it. I'm kind of holding on to the knot and bringing that down, and that's angling a little better. I'm going to grab my glue dots, put a glue dot right on the back of the knot. And this one is going to go on right at the stem, like so. Kind of tug at it a little bit more now that it's down. Okay, grab my scissors. I'm going to cut these at an angle to where they're about the same length. Don't worry about it if they're not perfect. This is handmade. There we go. And now we need to put that bling on. So grab the Opal Rounds assortment. And the colors for these are the Clear, Daffodil Delight, and Night of Navy. So I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight this time since we've got all those lemons on there. And I'm using 1 large and 2 small. I'm going to use the putty side. Oh, get that off of there. Putty side of my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to grab a big one, put it up here. And then, actually, I'm doing 2 large and 1 small. I wrote that down wrong. I want to do another large one. I'm going to put down here on the circle. And then I'm going to grab a small one and put it right here on my hello. Okay, now we need to put the inside of the card in. So grab that piece that we stamped a little bit ago. Turn this over. Grab my seal. Always make sure it gets some in the corners. Put that on the inside of the card, and this one will be done. Okay, that is card number 1. This one went really fast, so if you have to make a really quick card, it's nice to be able to die cut a couple of the designs out of the DSP so you don't have to do all that coloring. But it's fun to color too, and you'll see that in card number 2, which will be on the exclusive video. So make sure you get all your stuff together. Those of you that are in my club, go ahead and go to the exclusive video, and you can start making your last 3 cards. Okay, for those of you that aren't in club, if you liked this, seeing how I did this, and you're like, I want to join, just look down that video description and click on that monthly online card club link, and you'll find the subscribe button there. After you subscribe, you have to subscribe first. Once you subscribe, then you can scroll down a little farther, and you'll see the add-on form. Click on that button to let me know if you want an add-on, which is that bundle. And I also have like 3 other add-ons, and you'll see that when you click on the registration form. But if you don't want any add-ons, that is fine. Don't fill out that form. You don't have to do anything. Just subscribe, and you'll automatically get the DSP, the ribbon, and the embellishments, and the card kits, and the PDF, everything I listed at the beginning of the video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. And take care of yourselves. And also, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And I'd love to mail out the new annual catalog to you. Just click that contact me link below in the video description. And give me your mailing address, and I'll mail these out to you. But you do need to live in the United States and not have a demonstrator of your own. So I will see you guys later. Bye.